Ninth Street. Cleveland Metro Parks has recently partnered with Sherwin-Williams, Great Lakes Brewing Company, the Burning River Foundation, and PNC Bank to oversee the restoration of the old Coast Guard station. The Foundry, an organization that also operates rowing docks further upstream in the Cuyahoga, have done a great job of converting the old lifeboat launches used by the United States Coast Guard at this location until 1976 into a whole array of floating jet dock, accommodating all ages with abilities to learn to sail right on Lake Erie. The land on our right is called Whiskey Island. At one time, it was occupied by the stevedores, who unloaded the old sailing vessels, and by others who worked on the lakefront. The island had many saloons, and during Prohibition, the rum runners brought illegal liquor in from Canada. This gave the island its name. The land to our left is known as Dock 20, the large cement silos formerly owned by the ESS Rock Company, but are now operated by Lehigh Cement, a member of the very large Heidelberg Cement Group. Powdered cement is shipped here on barges, offloaded into silos, and trucked out as needed for the building industry. The RTA waterfront line can also be seen on Dock 20 as it winds up and over the tracks of Norfolk and Southern. The RTA waterfront line is 2.2 miles and takes 10 minutes from the Muni parking lot to Tower City. The railroad bridge ahead of us is a Norfolk and Southern vertical lift bridge of the former Conrail, New York Central, and Penn Central Railroad. It's like a stage curtain, revealing the industrial might and entertainment center of Cleveland. The bridge was built in 1954 to replace a cumbersome swing bridge and spans the river 250 feet. This bridge has 2 tracks in order to run simultaneous east and westbound traffic and is remotely administered by a dispatcher in Atlanta, Georgia. The fork in the river to the right was the original course of the river, the part that Moses Cleveland entered when he founded the city in 1790. At that time, the mouth of the river was a mile from here, and it is now Edgewater Park. The entrance that we're using was dug between 1825 and 1840 when Congress appropriated $90,000 to open this new channel. We're often asked, who pays for the opening and closing of these bridges? Are we charged a toll or a fee? Well, the answer is no. This decision was reached in a landmark court case back in the early 1800s. Many bridges were being built for the first time then, and this became a vital question. It was decided that if you build a bridge across a navigable waterway, you are responsible for the opening and closing of that bridge, and you cannot charge a toll or a fee. A young Abraham Lincoln was involved in this court case. All the bridges in the Cuyahoga River system are operated free of charge to anyone wishing to go through or under them. Looking at both sides of the river, we now get an excellent view of the entertainment section of the flats. On our right, once again, we have the entrance to the old riverbed with an excellent view of the Nautica Entertainment Complex, which included shooters, restaurant, and a music box supper club. The section to our left was once the main part of Cleveland. Ship suppliers, ship repairs, and many other businesses were located here. Passengers, steamers departed from here to all points on the Great Lakes. The Wolstein Group has headed up the development of the exciting new East Bank neighborhood to our left. That $275 million first phase of the Flash project comprises the Ernst & Young Tower, an Aloft Hotel, a fitness center, restaurants, and a parking garage. The second phase, anchored by a new riverfront boardwalk, in the Flats East Bank apartment building, where 6 residential floors perch atop several ground floor restaurants and businesses and largely concealed second-story parking. Phase 3 of the Flats East Bank development tentatively include the construction of additional apartments, restaurant and retail space, and possibly a movie theater. The bridge above, the Main Avenue High-Level Bridge, is more commonly known as Lakeshore Boulevard Bridge, Memorial Shoreway Drive Bridge, or Route 6, 2, and 20 Bridge. The bridge was built in 1939 and spans the river 218 feet. At 8,000 feet in total length, it held the distinction of being the longest elevated structure in Ohio until 2007. We are now in the heart of the Flats. 100 years ago, this entire area was filled with sail and steamships bringing in and taking out merchandise from all over the Great Lakes. This was the trademark of Cleveland as a diverse, hard-working, blue-collar city. Today's blend of recreation, alongside its industry, now gives the Flats its vitality. The grassy area to our left front is known as Settlers Landing. It was here at the water's edge that Moses Cleveland first set foot on the Western Reserve, having been commissioned by the Connecticut Land Company as the head of a band of surveyors in 1796. To our left, you can see the new Collision Bend Brewing Company with this large waterfront patio, which had breathed new life into the old Houshier building, which was built in 1863 and first served as a chandlery to the service and supplied commercial ships passing through. Also to our left, the revival of interest in living downtown can be seen with the construction of the Riverbend condominiums and the Crittenden apartment building, not to mention the 3,500 square foot dog park built by the Downtown Cleveland Alliance to serve local residents, canine companions. The RTA rail system linking Cleveland's lakefront with the flats can also be seen running along the river at this point. To our right, we have the old powerhouse built in 1892 to generate power for one of the first streetcar lines in the city and was used continuously until 1926. This beautiful old building has been renovated to accommodate a cafe, banquet rooms, and a fairly new venue, the Creative Cleveland Aquarium, which opened in January of 2012. Hundreds of yards of boardwalk have been built alongside the old powerhouse. Also to our right is Jacob's featuring many events and musical acts during the warm weather months. The bridge to our right in the open position is the Baltimore and Ohio Jackknife Bridge number 463. The bridge was built in the upright or open position, taking 2 years to build at a cost of $5.5 million. It was built in 1956 and spans the river 229 feet, which is no longer in use. The area to our left is the site of former Van Duzer Art Studio. Cleveland artist Clarence Van Duzer lived and worked at this location throughout